many men who are in power are high value, low functioning. High value meaning what? They got the money. They can, in their illusion, can purchase a woman. Woman can't be bought.
They being bought every day.
And men are getting exactly what they paying for. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
They getting either vagina, an STD, or a baby mama.
Would you take a high-functioning man making $50,000 a year?
That wouldn't fit my lifestyle.
You can respect him?
Yes.
Well, then why wouldn't you take him? He make 50, he make you happy.
Because what happens is psychologically, when that man cannot provide for a woman of my caliber, it affects him. I'm not here to make a man feel small. I'm here to make any man, whether it's my man or a man outside of me, to know he's a king.
So when you're thinking about men who purposely just make babies with more than one person, I want your opinion on what the root cause of that is.
What I say is your decisions cause deficit or equity. People want to say the word mistake so they can deflect from their decision. No, I purposely got pregnant because in that moment I understood as an adult with insight that a man penetrating me raw, who happens to have something called sperm in his body that makes a child, can impregnate me.
Theoretically, but life happens.
I am not gonna coddle that in our community. We have a very sensitive, coddled community, and I am not the one that's going to be on the bandwagon.
It's not about coddling. It's about inspiring
that.
people who made those bad decisions to make the best of those decisions.
It doesn't get us anywhere, but in the same cycle that we continuously repeat, and that is called generational curses if we want to go street terms, and it's called dysfunctional pathology if we want to go clinical terms. And I'm not here for it. I'm here to disrupt it, and I stand on it. And here goes my square.
This isn't your typical couples podcast. We're more than just husband and wife.
Yeah, baby, we homies.
I know that's right. Come hang out with the flyest, realest,
most hustling couple you know.
And get authentic, uncut perspectives on love,
fly shit,
and everything in between.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing? How you doing?
Welcome to another episode of the Love and Fly Shit podcast. I'm Jenna and
And I'm Donay.
And today we have a really, really special guest here with us. She's an author. She's a motivational speaker. And she's also a life coach, guys. She's a producer. She's all the things. And she's here with us today to share her takes on love and relationships and to give us a little bit of insight into her own personal life. Welcome, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, to the Love and Fly Shit podcast. How you doing?
How you doing?
What's going on, family? Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Out.
And yeah, got lots to talk about.
Yes, we got a lot to talk about. Yes, thank you so much for being here. I feel like you bring so many years of experience in your field to what we talk about all the time, which is relationships.
Yeah.
But we also want to talk about you as a person, your love life, your experiences with relationships. And we also want you to kind of give us some feedback because I know this is what you do and you're the expert on this.
I'd love to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit, Dr. Cheyenne, about where your expertise comes from in terms of doing life coaching. You also are a relationship expert and you do couples therapy, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to get into that.
So I originally started off as a marriage, family, and child therapist about 17 years ago. And I did that for a few years. And then once I obtained my doctorate degree in counseling psychology, I transitioned over into a life coach. 2 reasons. I was dealing with a lot of DCFS children, that's court-ordered kids, and doing a lot of reunification with families. A lot of inner city kids, which is where I came from. I'm an inner city kid, very proud. And so I told God initially when I finished with my master's degree in MFT, marriage, family, child therapist, I said, don't put me in the hood.
Why?
I know. I just said, don't put me in the hood dealing with a lot of the stuff that I have processed through.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to make sure that, look, I can give my best without my biases or my own trauma projecting onto any of my clients at that time. And so what did God do? He said, that's exactly where I'm putting you. And I remember walking into the office there in Los Angeles. If anyone is familiar with LA, I'm an LA girl. It's off of Slauson and Hawdale. If you know where the Slauson Swap Meet is, it's around the corner from there. And that is it is one of the pit of our inner cities. And when I started to get these kids and these families in that were court ordered, through DCFS and families, family and child services, I just totally understood why God put me there. And there were a lot of times where I'm looking at these kids who are lacking resources, who are underprivileged, and I'm going, I'm exactly who they need. I'm exactly the woman for the job. I was nervous. I wanted to be able to serve them. I didn't want to be a deficit to them in any kind of way. So with my time there, I was able to serve the hell out of them and give them everything that I had, and it ended up being one of my biggest blessings. I ended up being able to heal a lot of things within myself that I thought I had, overcame. And it was through the engagement of healing these kids and these mothers and these families that I was able to find a lot of my brokenness that I wasn't aware of and heal from that. And so from there, I transitioned into becoming a life coach. Once I obtained my doctorate degree, I created a hybrid modality, which is therapy and life coaching married. And so in service with me and any of the coaches that work for my Dr. Bryant Institute, when you come to us, you get a duality. You get, which is the hybrid modality that I coined, that I own, that's mine. And it's the most effective modality in the world because therapy can help you process your childhood stuff. Coaching says, okay, now that you process that, where do you want to go? What do you want to do with it? But if you get therapy without the coaching, then you process your wounds and you're like, all right, I'm here, I'm better. Where do I go from here? If you get coaching without processing your trauma comes once success comes and says, all right, well, now I'm going to sabotage it because you didn't work through these issues. You didn't work through these traumas. Now that you have the money, you won't know how to have mental health with the money. So what happens is you demise yourself internally because you don't have the balance of your well-being internally and your economic status externally. And so my hybrid modality does that. Now I've come to the crossroad where my Dr. Bryant Institute is now going to be offering insurance because there's a gap between the folks that can afford me and the folks that cannot. And I have a problem with that. The people that cannot afford me are due mental health. Mental health is a human right. It's not a socioeconomic right. It's not a one race right. And it's not a one gender right. Anyone who is breathing should be allowed to have mental health. Okay. So any way that I can assist somebody is the way that I try to create, that bridge so that gap can be filled and they can obtain the services that they need. And so now we're going to be offering insurance because there's people who can't afford me, but they still deserve the right to have the services. And so we have a whole department that is going to be taking care of folks who only have insurance, and we're going to make sure that gap is bridged, and so no one in our community will have at a deficit when it comes to mental health services.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's really good.
It's real. That's dope.
I think the world is starting to take mental health more seriously. I mean, I think back in the day, I don't remember that even being a thing. Like, I don't remember hearing the words mental health.
Yeah.
Or when you heard that, you thought like it was really,
yeah, like it was like a disability, like a mental illness where you intellectual.
Well, people were crazy, like that. They were crazy. Yeah.
Nowadays, kids are taking mental health days from school. Like my niece took a mental health day from school, and I'm like, they didn't have that back when I was in school.
Right.
So I just appreciate the fact that people are really starting to understand that it's a universal thing that applies to all communities, and that in our community, especially, I feel like we need to focus on it more.
And it should be a free service. It's a human right. When you have better mental health, you have public safety. You have lower crime rate. You have happier people. You have less road rage. You have better parents. With all that, you have better kids. You raise a better society. You have a more advanced community. You cannot advance a community without mental health. Mental health affects everything. It affects even you physically when it comes to your physical ailments.
Yes.
So when you're going to your general practitioner, who is your medical doctor, your medical physician, they're treating you for things that mental health has caused. Stress kills people.
Right.
Every day.
And depression is dark and it will kill you. And it's challenging to get out, and most people can't do it alone, and they should not have to do it alone.
Right. So in the context of relationships, do you feel like therapy is something that is necessary for a successful relationship?
It should be a lifestyle.
It should be a lifestyle.
It should be a lifestyle. Oftentimes people come to my office, they're in session with me when the relationship's already over. And so now they're there to try to intervene when, if therapy is a lifestyle, you are preventing, okay? You are obtaining tools that help you process things before they even come. And then when you get there, you're able to take breadcrumbs in session with your therapist or your coach and say, hey, we have this breadcrumb of an issue. But instead, majority of couples are coming when they already have the loaf.
Yeah.
And now we have to chip away. And you're talking about years of therapy just to get to the breadcrumb that initiated this whole damn loaf.
Nip it in the bud, y'all.
Gotta get on top of it.
Even if you are single, therapy or coaching needs to be a lifestyle. It's a preventative measure. It's not something that should be used as an intervention. Now, I want to say this because therapy is not always about couples coming because they are having issues and divorce is the answer. I am very pro-marriage. I'm pro-love. I am pro-relationships. And so I always ask my couples when they come in session, I say, listen, do you want to repair and reshape? Because divorce doesn't have to be the option. You can always repair. We can always reshape. You know, if y'all been together, for the couples who've been together for the 10 years, the 15 years, the 20 years, the 25 years, oftentimes they're just two different people that just have to get to re-know each other and reshape the marriage to make sure that it complements and is conducive for the newness of where they currently are. Like, we are growing beings. And we are going to continuously grow. We are not meant to be the fig tree in the Bible that didn't produce and didn't multiply. We've seen what happened to the fig tree. God cursed it because we're meant to be fruitful and multiply. And that doesn't mean multiply with multiple kids by different women and different men. That means be fruitful within yourself and grow and have fruits of your labor that can create harvest for everyone around you who, one, witnesses it, and two, eats off of it. So because someone's always picking off of you as whatever tree you are. And I'll land on this and I'll tag you in. You know, the Bible says you can tell a tree by what? The fruit it grows.
Yeah, for sure.
So what fruit do you want to be identified with?
But that's, I understand completely what you're saying. And I have different.
Because I see both of y'all. He was like, Here's the thing. He was like, I'm going.
Here's the thing. I feel like, okay, family planning. We've had a whole episode about family planning. So personally, I agree. We only have kids with each other. Yeah, personally, for my personal journey, I wanted to be married before I had kids. I wanted to have kids with one man. I understand how that can be the dream.
Totally.
But I do understand also
how that cannot happen.
How that cannot happen, right?
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about men who purposely just make babies with more than one person or continuously make babies with multiple women, I want your opinion on where you think what the root cause of that is. Because obviously you see it as something that it shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be the plan. That shouldn't necessarily be what you intend to do. It seems like that's your perspective.
So I wouldn't say shouldn't, because I don't project my values on anyone. What I say is your decisions cause deficit or equity. Your decisions. And so I don't think anyone should do anything. I think folks, if I had to say it should, the only thing they should do is say, when I make this decision, what comes with it? And am I willing and do I want to buy everything that comes with this? You said the word not on purpose. I got to push back on that. Because if I'm intimate with a man, even as a woman, and I allow him to enter my body with no contraceptive, and I end up pregnant, people want to say the word mistake so they can deflect from their decision. They want to say the word mistake so they can be in their avoidant behavior. No, I purposely got pregnant because in that moment, I understood as an adult with insight that a man penetrating me raw, who happens to have something called sperm in his body that makes a child, can impregnate me.
Theoretically, but life happens, and people don't always intend to make babies. But life happens
when decisions are not something that somebody is being accountable for prior to the result your decision makes. I do not coddle bad decisions, and I do not allow people to avoid them and make excuses for them, because life happens, but life happens as a result of whose decisions? Ours. Ours.
That's true.
You were purposeful and intentional when you said, I wanted to be married to this man before procreating with this man. So was that an accident? Was that a mistake? Or was that on purpose?
It was intentional, but honestly, it was God that prevented us from having kids before. Because we definitely was getting it. I would have been okay with it.
But you were being intentional.
I was, but life could have also happened. I really believe it was God.
We manifest our intention. And if people are going into relationships, or better yet, going into bedrooms without an intention that I want to be in a family, I want to have a family dynamic that consists of me, a husband, and a covering of God prior to having kids, then they will end up manifesting their intention, which is not one. You said clear, I had an intention, but we were still rocking and rolling, raw, doing things that could have.
We had a lot of drunk nights in Miami. And
but intention is also a prayer to God. Praying is not just like this. Every thought, every word is a prayer. So when you tell God, my intention from my heart is to do the right thing, the Bible talks about God blessing righteous people, not perfect people. You were righteous with your intention. Obviously, your heart posture was in the right place. So God manifests your intention, which is the righteousness that you put out there in front of him. He didn't look at the fact that you were sinning prior to being married. But I mean, the Bible talks about these things because there's a lot of folks in the Bible who are doing fucked up shit. I'm gonna say it. But God talks about the righteousness of Peter's heart, who denied Jesus 3 times. And Jesus forgave him, came on the boat to get Peter. And Peter said, oh, no, he coming to get me. I denied him. Jesus looked at him and said, do you love me? Do you love me? So you was my dog. You cut off ears when people talked about me. People couldn't get a word about me wrong when I wasn't in a room. And you denied me when they were beating me. Because your heart is right.
Yeah, but
I forgive you. Because your heart, that's righteousness.
But there are some people who still
you can advocate for them.
I'm advocating for them. I'm not one of them, but I'm advocating for them because...
You can't. I'm not coddling bad decisions. I will have grace for people who understand that because of their bad decisions, they're not doomed. But I'm not calling bad decisions, especially not here where we have folks who are watching us. So I'm not creating any more deficits in our community. I am not going to coddle that in our community. We have a very sensitive, coddled community, and I am not the one that's going to be on the bandwagon.
It's not about coddling. It's about inspiring people who made those bad decisions to make the best of those decisions.
And how you do that is making sure that they hold themselves accountable for the decisions that they made, because before you can make a different decision, you have to have something called awareness. Awareness then creates accountability. If you're not accountable, you don't make different decisions. I'm sorry is not accountability.
So how do you give the grace? When you say you do give them grace.
I love that question. Great question. It is, you're not doomed. It is, let's take inventory and turn the lights on so we can take inventory of what is in this room, good and bad. Because just because you made 1 or 2 bad decisions doesn't mean that your inventory of your life doesn't also have amazing things going on there. Let's figure out how we can empower you. Let's figure out what the results are that your decisions have created. And let's figure out what are the resources you need to do different, to be better. If you are a mother who is single, and you never wanted that, but you're there. How do we get you the resources to be the best mother you can be? How do we get you to make different decisions so that your babies who are watching you, which is called learned behavior, don't do the things you do? I am here to break generational pathologies. I am here to break dysfunctional pathologies. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be on no bandwagon, and I'm not here to tell people, listen, you made bad decisions. That's okay, because I don't want to hurt your feelings. You've already hurt your own feelings.
It's not about hurting feelings.
You've already created...
It's not.
You've already created a trauma bond between yourself, that relationship, and those babies that you birthed. Let's undo that. Let's, and we can do that. I agree with this part. We can do that with love and with grace.
Yes.
But that comes with also saying, here goes a mirror. Let's look at what's there. And I'm not here for deflection, and I'm not here for avoidant behavior. It doesn't get us anywhere but in the same cycle that we continuously repeat, and that is called generational curses if we want to go street terms, and it's called dysfunctional pathology if we want to go clinical terms. And I'm not here for it. I'm here to disrupt it, and I stand on it. And here goes my square.
I got you. I respect it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I got a question.
Let him go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You had something you wanted to say. I don't want to stop y'all. Go ahead.
No. Okay, so this is my thing. anybody that knows me knows that I hold everybody accountable. I have very high standards for myself and anybody around me.
I can tell. Yeah, totally.
My team, whatever.
Totally.
But at the same time, I'm also I understand bad decisions.
Yeah.
I understand that sometimes things happen that you didn't intend to happen, and now it's about fixing them. It's about moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I also do understand that sometimes a bad decision may not always end up in a bad result. So just because you made a decision to have sex with somebody, it doesn't. Sometimes
a bad decision does not end up in a bad result.
Does not always.
So then what would make it a bad decision? You only know a decision is bad or good by the result that it produces. You only know that an orange tree is an orange tree by the fruit it produces, which is an orange.
So I'll give you a very obvious example.
Mm-hmm.
You make a bad decision, you have sex with the wrong guy raw, you have a baby. That baby is not a bad result. That baby is a product of a bad decision, but it's not a bad result.
No, that child is not a bad child. That child is not, a mistake.
Yes.
The mistake that was made was at the choice of the mother and the father. We got to hold both accountable. The child, I agree, is not a mistake. That child is just an innocent baby that is a result of a decision, yes. But her bad decision-making did cause that child to be born in deficit. It still results in a bad result. It doesn't mean that she's stuck in that result. It doesn't mean that a man is stuck in that result. I think we have to get to the picture of, are they stuck? No. Is it a bad decision? Yes. A bad decision doesn't make that person a bad person. So I think what's happening is you got to separate the two. Mm-hmm. Stop personalizing that if I make a bad decision, I'm a bad person. No, I'm not a bad person.
I don't think people do that.
Totally.
I think my point is coming from a judgmental standpoint.
Gotcha.
Because I feel like what you're saying is judgmental in some ways. I feel like I wasn't raised in a two-parent household the whole time. My parents were together, they got divorced. I chose to go another route.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's necessarily always the wrong way to do things. I don't agree with men having 5 baby mamas.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that just because he's not in the household with his one baby mama, that makes it him a bad man or he's not a good man because he's not with that woman. And I feel like I do believe in co-parenting. I believe people can still raise kids successfully without necessarily being married. My path is not everybody's path. So I come from a standpoint of there are multiple ways to do things. And sometimes you got to play the cards you have to the best of your ability. Yeah. So I don't agree with like the judgmental aspect of, okay, everybody needs to get married to have kids. Because there are single women out here who are having kids by themselves without a man at all. And
if that's by choice, then again, that's their decision. So that's what they wanted. That was an intentional choice. We have my sis, Ebony K. Williams, who was on my my talk show, True Talks. Shout out to my girl, Ebony K. She made a choice to have a child as a single woman by herself. She's a very happy mama bear. That is a choice with an intention. You're talking about two different things. When you said I was not raised in a two-parent household, but I grew up to make a different decision. Well, what probed you to make a different decision is you seen that was a decision you didn't want. So therefore, if it was something you admired, you would have recreated the wheel, baby. But you didn't, because you said, I don't want this decision. Because somewhere in your mind, you seen that as not being a good decision. We do good things. You didn't say, I want to do the opposite because I just want to be a bad woman. I want to be a rebel. You went and created something different that happens to be better, whether you want to admit it or not. The second part that you said that I want to address is you said the judgment part. This is not judgment. This is saying that if what you are choosing to do is causing impairment in your world or is causing impairment in these beautiful children's world that you are birthing, then it wasn't the best decision. And we need to address that. And there needs to be awareness in that, facilitated with love and guidance. The third thing I want to unpack is you said you don't think that every single person should be married and have kids. I agree. I think people should do what works for them.
Yes. People
should do what is conducive for them. You have people who have been together 30 years and they don't believe in marriage, but they do believe in family. And they have a beautiful family. They have a more successful dynamic than married people who've been in my office. If that works for them and it's healthy, I say run the damn play. If marriage demises you and it's not healthy, undo that play. absolutely, don't go there. I agree with those pieces. And you said one more thing I wanted to address. You said, what did you say? Judgment piece? Might have been it. I don't want to hold us up, but if it comes back, I'll address it.
It's okay.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I'll address it. But you made some really good points, and I love that you are expressing yourself transparently, about these different issues, because there are so many viewers who are watching this who feel the same way, who you are going to be a voice for, and they need to hear these answers and responses, who would never get the opportunity to sit with me and ask me, maybe be in session with me and ask me, or even be able to DM me, because I can't get to every DM. So thank you for asking the questions that a lot of people probably have. Like, Doc, is this a judgmental perspective? No. But in order for us to heal and shift and move forward, just like when y'all have children, you got to tell your child when they made a bad decision. Mm-hmm. Because what kind of parent would you be? To say, oh, no. Oh, this is what you said that I love. You said every man's not a bad man because he decided to procreate and then leave the relationship. Mm-hmm. There is no bad human being who's bad based on just making a decision. I don't believe that people are bad. Their decisions are what need to be corrected. And the root of their decision comes from who? The whole person of who they are. Mm. So again, the fig tree isn't bad, but the fig tree wasn't producing. Mm. So because it wasn't producing, God cursed it and said, you just won't be blessed again.
All right, Doc, tell me this. How can a low-value man be high functioning? That's what I want to know. How can a low-value man be high functioning? Tell me that.
Hold on. You just let me drink. Take me a sip.
Yeah, take a sip. Me too.
Because that does, what you just said leads into that question. Because
when he took it straight, he said, hold on. Y'all had your woman talk. We're going to take it
going way too long.
Dang.
Okay. How can a low-value man be high functioning?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to clear this up.
Okay.
Kevin Samuels used his low value or his term of value as the noun of value, which is morals and values, which I love that too. I loved his term as well, right? Morals and values of a person. I use the value term as an adjective word, which is value in your success, your accolades, your money, your relationships, what you got going on socially, economically. Mm-hmm. So when I say a man can be low value, that just means that he doesn't make a lot of money. His economic status isn't high. He's not affluent. High functioning just means that this man has emotional intelligence. He has ability to regulate his emotions. He has ability to sit and create resolve with us and not bring in more impairment into our conversation, right? A perfect example of high functioning is what me and your beautiful wife just did.
Yeah.
We had a perception exchange. There's things that she heard me say that she pushed back on, but there was never a time where our emotions wouldn't allow us to receive each other.
Right.
Yeah,
and still not have a respectful conversation. Right. And after this, still give a hug and love on each other and have a glass of wine if we wanted to, right?
Yeah.
So again, a low value man is a man who just economically isn't affluent.
Gotcha.
Doesn't make a lot of money, just to put it out there easy. High functioning means this man can have a conversation.
Okay.
This man can regulate his emotions.
Okay.
He can receive a difference in opinion.
Okay.
Right? He is not fleeing or sabotaging the conversation as soon as things don't go his way because his inability to sit in uncomfortable emotions or sit in discomfort when the table isn't turning to him. Just like a high value, low functioning man, which is a lot of many men who are in power are high value, low functioning. High value meaning what? They got the money. They got the value. They got the home. They got the real estate portfolio. Yeah. They got the yacht. They can travel, right? They can in their illusion, in their fake fairy tale ideology, can purchase a woman. Woman can't be bought. That's a whole nother episode.
Oh, some
they can't be bought. They being bought every day.
Let's talk about that too.
They being bought right now.
And men are getting exactly what they paying for.
And when you say that, what you mean?
They getting what they paying for. That's
like.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
They getting either vagina, an STD, or a baby mama.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you buying. You can't buy substance. You can't buy love. You can't buy this.
No,
you can't buy marriage.
no.
This ain't bought. Okay, this ain't bought. This is built.
Mm-hmm.
This is built.
Yeah.
This is intimacy. This is love. This is conversation. This is love each other by knowledge of each other. This can't be bought.
For sure.
You have a woman.
Well, you can't buy love, but you can buy a woman, though. She might not love you.
You can buy a body.
Okay.
There you go.
You can buy a vessel.
Okay.
You can have an exchange for a service from a woman, whether it's time, sex, or time or sex. Oh, I'm sorry. Time or sex. Oh, I'm sorry. Those aren't substances, right? So you can buy those. That's called solicitation and prostitution. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Now you asked about high functioning and low value.
Yeah.
A high value, low functioning guy has a lot of money. That's value, but he has low functioning behavior. He can't process his emotions. He has a lot of narcissistic characteristics. If the conversation goes in a way that doesn't work for him, guess what? On to the next.
It's a lot of
he's
men
on
like
sabotage.
That.
Yeah. Or he doesn't want to have this conversation anymore. Or you just not conducive for him.
Okay.
Right? So in that circumstance I just described, that's a man who is more than likely doing what? Buying a woman.
So
or let me say better, buying a body. Because you can't buy a woman, you're buying a body. You're buying a body.
So tell me this. So would a woman prefer a low value, high functioning man? Is that something you would prefer?
A woman?
No, I'm speaking to you.
Oh, me. So I love that. So if I had to choose between a high value, low functioning, right? Or high functioning, low value man, I would take the low value, high functioning.
You would?
I have to have a man who loves me, supports me, who understands intimacy, not just sex, who can hold a conversation with me, an intellectual conversation, who can be transactional and relational with me, who, when my strong opinion gets strong, he can sit in the discomfort of that. When his strong opinion gets strong, I can sit in that discomfort and still make him dinner. I can still make sure daddy has what he needs in the morning for work.
Gotcha.
I can still make sure that he is well taken care of.
Would you
I'm
still
not denying
respect him
him.
like a high value man?
Yes.
Okay.
So at this point in your life.
Now, let me be clear. I didn't say a man who was lazy or broke or didn't work. Because low value men just means they make less money. They're not men that don't work. These men are educated. These men are working. They're blue collar men. Blue collar men make six figures. They make six figures.
I mean, they make six. I feel if a man makes six figure, I don't really classify him as low value, man. You reach the six figure point.
And this is the thing, right?
It's very subjective.
There you go.
Yeah.
We agree on that. Low value is subjective.
Okay.
I always say, for me personally, I'm not clocking the dollar amount that my husband makes. It's what lifestyle can we provide ourselves and our family collectively. So it's a lifestyle we can provide because you don't need a lot of money for certain lifestyles.
Okay, I heard what you're saying. So would you take a high functioning man making $50,000 a year?
That wouldn't fit my lifestyle.
So you wouldn't take him?
Not because he makes $50,000.
Why?
Then it's because he makes $50,000.
It is because he makes 50 high functioning.
It's not the judgment of the dollar amount.
What is it?
It's because of where I'm at in my lifestyle. So it wouldn't be equally yoked. It wouldn't be yin yang for me. Now, let's just say.
So that's the reason, though.
That's the
Dr.
reason.
Cheyenne, because you said you wouldn't take him if he made $50,000. It's not about judgment. It's about the fact that you just can't pay for what you need.
What
to
I'm
pay
saying
for,
is,
right?
if a woman is in the space where she's making $80,000, and this man can add to whatever her lifestyle is, and he makes $50,000, for her that is conducive. I'm not going to say the amount I make, but I do really, really well.
Yeah.
And so if I got with a man who was making $50,000, I would be the breadwinner and I would be taking full care of him because the lifestyle that I have for myself and my family wouldn't be fair to him because he would come in and he wouldn't even be able to slightly provide.
Makes total sense. Makes total sense. I wouldn't take a man that's making
but what I'm saying
$50,000.
is, but it goes further than that because psychologically, that would impair that man. That would impact that man. I have yet to meet a man who doesn't want to be able to add or provide when he is saying, I'm ready to be a husband and I'm ready to be a father. Those men who are family men, not street men, family men, they take pride in providing for their wives. And so if that man can't provide, that is a direct emasculation on its own.
I agree with all that.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm a little confused because you said it wouldn't be because he makes $50,000. But that is the reason, right?
No. I'm taking accountability and saying it would be because of what I make. It would be because of where I am in my life. So it wouldn't be because you make $50,000, you ain't shit. It would be because of where I am in my life, right?
Right.
You just wouldn't be a good fit. I wouldn't be a good fit for you.
Right.
Yeah, it's not. So it's not me, because my thing is, I have friends who are married, who are making a certain amount, and they are very freaking happy and living a great lifestyle. It's all subjective. And so again, I would never tell a man, let me word it better, because you made $50,000, you can't be with me. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, because of where I have grown and because of the lifestyle I became accustomed to, I wouldn't be a good fit for
That's
you.
the same thing.
That's the same thing. That's what I was asking.
It can be to us, because you're not the man I'm saying that to.
Okay, I get what
So
you're saying.
for me, because when I'm having a conversation with a man about this, my intention is never to emasculate him or never to make him feel small. So words do matter when it comes to a conversation you're having with someone, when you intentionally are not trying to tell them, you ain't good enough, bro.
It's the
Yeah,
same
but what if
thing,
he's
whether you say
he's
it or
half
not.
functioning, he making 50, he make you feel
For
beautiful?
me personally, that is still a great man, but he's not conducive for where I am in my career.
Because he don't make enough
as a
money for
woman.
you.
Because he couldn't sustain, and it would in return affect this man.
be honest, you couldn't respect him. You couldn't
No,
respect
I
him.
could respect him.
You can respect him?
Yes.
Well, then why wouldn't you take him? He make 50, he make you happy.
Because what happens is, psychologically, when that man cannot provide for a woman of my caliber, it affects him. So as he becomes
agree.
emasculated, as his confidence starts to dip, as his self-esteem starts to dip, at that point, a woman starts to lose respect, because I can only respect you at the level that you respect yourself. So why would I put a man in a position that is called selfish to me? And to me, that's a little narcissistic of a woman to say, I'm gonna put you in this position, knowing I'm gonna have to have full control, knowing I'm gonna have to take full care of you, and then just say, well, it's gonna affect you mentally, and when it does, I'll just roll on that and maybe either take advantage of your vulnerability, or just say, well, I can be the powerhouse. I can always look like the one that's big, the big shot or the big dog of this relationship.
Right.
No, I'm not here to make a man feel small. I'm here to make any man, whether it's my man or a man outside of me, to know he's a king. And he needs to be with the right fit to be kinged, because it will affect that man a lot more than it will affect the woman who is choosing him.
Do you want
I
to
see
be
it happen
married?
in my office all the time.
Do you want to be married eventually?
Yes,
You do?
I will.
Okay, so
Yes.
let me ask you this. Why do you believe you're not married already?
Well, I mean, one, I wanted to wait until my career was fully, really to the space it is now. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have kids, for me personally, born in a deficit. They're born in equity, and equity is not just financial things, right, and accolades and things that I can offer surfacely or externally, but I wanted to make sure that I was in a place where I'm not just choosing a husband, but I'm choosing a father. A lot of women choose husbands, and then they go, he's not a great father. And of course, you don't know if he's good at either until you are in the experience of them. But you can use something called wisdom that can help you choose better. Doesn't mean you're going to choose perfect. And it doesn't mean that I'm exempt from divorce or I'm exempt from any of the things, because I'm not, that come with a marriage or a relationship whatsoever. But yeah, I wanted to wait until I am exactly where I am now. And so this year, I've said on other shows as well that I took my IUD out this year, and I am now ready to be married. And I think that if more people did it on their terms, I think that marriage would be healthier. Not perfect. Doesn't mean it's without problem. I think that it would be a happier marriage, because you're doing it from a place of, I now as a woman or as a man, I'm ready, and I feel like I have the things I want to offer my partner, not what can I get from you.
Okay.
I want to get married because I'm lonely. I want to get married because, I need economic help here. I want to get married because I want to have someone that's good on my arm. Those aren't reasons to get married. I now feel like I have the things I want to offer my husband, not just, what I had in the past, which would have been good enough because I was engaged, twice. But for me, I want to be able to be like, listen, I did all this work, baby, not just for me, but I had my husband in mind. I did this entire time that I was building my career, that I was building, my family, which is my mother and my brothers and my siblings. I was building my character. I was building my way of being of service to my husband. And I was building my attitude of gratitude. I was fixing my abandonment. I was fixing the internal things that I felt would cause impairment through experience of other relationships I've been in. I was fixing knowing when to shut the hell up and allow him to just be a man. I was fixing my emotional intelligence. And so if people would work on themselves first, The relationship won't be perfect, but it'll damn sure be mature. It'll be emotionally intelligent, and it'll be a lot better than the relationships and marriages that are in my office and that I see everybody put a mask on about.
Okay, what you saying there, do you think your profession make you look at relationships and marriage different?
Well, who gave you these questions?
Nobody. These questions I got for you. I got a lot on my plate.
I love them. You said, do I think it makes me look at them?
Okay, I said, do you think your profession make you look at relationships and marriage different?
You know what? Not just my profession per se. It's the married couples who I know personally.
Okay.
Who are friends and family. You know, there are more married couples that are engaging in infidelity than there are single people who are having sex.
That's crazy. Is that statistical, or you just think that? Like, you just see that based on your perception of what you see?
I haven't researched it.
Okay.
To say studies. You know, if I did, I will say studies. Show. I haven't researched to say study, but I've been in my field for 17, 18 years. I'm 42. Majority of the people around me are married.
Oh, you're 42? Okay,
yeah.
What, are you 42?
From family all the way down to friends are married.
Yeah.
I am on the biggest relationship live podcast now, Tonight's Conversation.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have my talk show, True Talks. I've been doing this a long time. You know, I co-produce a whole show around relationship, Teen Mom Family Reunion, the #1 show on MTV. When I take all that in collective, married people are sleeping with other married people. Married people are sleeping with single people. And majority of the single people are being pursued by married people. And so I said majority, not all. There are very happy marriages. There are very, very faithful marriages, very, very, very marriages that are infidelity. Not infidelity, but infidelity. So it's not my clients per se, because my clients give me hope.
Okay.
My clients actually, I admire them because they're coming to session and they're wanting to work on it.
They're putting in the work.
Come on, they're putting in work.
Yeah.
They want to be there. They're not only investing their money, their time, they're crying, they're reshaping, they're doing the work. And you can see them want it so bad. That part, that part turns me on about marriage. That part is like, that's the work. You know, that's the love. That's the part that's exciting, that, you know, two people who really want each other, not codependently need each other, but they want to do this.
You're very articulate and you're very, very strong. Do you feel like in your relationships that comes into your relationship and can be a hindrance to like communication? Because with you being an expert, it can be intimidating to a man who is just trying to be a damn man. Yeah, trying to be a man and trying to have a conversation with his woman, but then you come in talking about, you know, analyzing him.
I come in clinical, like,
you clinical,
gaslighting. Let's dissect that,
exactly.
unpack that, onion peel that.
He's like, I'm out of here. I'm gone.
I'm out of here so quick.
Right. So do you do that? Do you feel like you've ever had that issue where you start to
without knowing it?
Like,
So if I don't know, then I wouldn't know. But
you know.
I'm saying from past experience.
Meaning like, if I didn't know I was doing it, then I didn't know. But from my awareness, no. From my awareness, no.
Okay.
And interesting enough, when I've had men who I'm dating go, I know you're not at work, but I want to ask you. I'm like, because I'm not at work. And I'm a hybrid, right? So Dr. Bryant is an intellect and is a analyst and is a psychology expert. And when my doctor hat is on, I am completely like tapped in, tuned in, and all the way into you guys' like pain. I'm like, I'm in it with you. I'm not on the opposite side of this couch. Like when we're in session, I'm literally in this with you. And I am feeling and moving and I'm so invested, right? But when I am not with my clients and I'm not in my profession, I am just a woman trying to be a woman. So if anything, I would say that what I don't like is men will come in, not often, not all the time, but sometimes and be like, but you're a therapist, you should know. The fuck?
Really?
I'm a woman, I'm dating you. I want to have a relationship. I'm trying to have a regular conversation. So maybe I'm not as articulate during dinner. Maybe I'm not using big terms. I'm not using clinical terms. Maybe I may say something like, that's some bullshit in that tone, right? Like, oh my God, I love that. You may get that more out of me.
Okay.
You may get like, hey, daddy, are you hungry? You may not get, hi, did you eat at 12 p.m.?
Okay.
Because, you know, clinically, if you don't eat past, come on, like we're not doing that, right? And so what I have found is when they see Cheyenne come out, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I love it here.
Yeah.
I love it here.
Yeah.
But when I am held to be at this very intellectual standard of being a doctor, I'm turned off. Because I don't want to be that. Now, if you want to role play or something, that's not the conversation. But I want to be able to be a woman, and I understand that he deserves to be able to just be a man. Now, have I said comments like, babe, that might be coming from like a mommy issue? I have. But did I say that prior to being a doctor? I did.
Yeah.
Right? I was already natural an analyst that would pick things apart and want to figure out how we can get to the root of this issue. Even if me and you were just best friends. I'm the best friends that's like, when you do that shit that you do, it don't work for me. So because divorce ain't an option in our friendship, we need to figure out the root.
Figure it out, yeah.
You keep doing this. And you would be like, Shy, you picking. No, I'm not. I don't like it. We got to process
Let's
this.
fix it.
See, that's how I'm talking to you as my girl.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to you like that as a client. We got to process this.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Gotcha.
And I think women need to learn to be hybrids. I think that at work, there is a certain coat that we have to wear, especially if you're in a high level professional or a high powered industry. You got to be power. And that's good to be power. And I think from what I've heard men say, there's nothing sexier than them seeing a woman be in her power and then come home and nest and tuck in that man.
Leave the power
that
at
is
the
so
door.
sexy because he knows what you're capable of. You don't need to strong arm him for him to know.
Yeah.
Nest in him. That's what he's there for.
Right.
And he sees your power. That man is with you for your power too. He respects you. He sees all your moving parts. But it doesn't have to be used against him as a weapon. He knows it's a tool, and he knows that he can tag you in when need be because you power.
Right.
And y'all are an outlet together. So, no, I like to date where, I can take, if people seen, and I'll land on it, if they seen me in my dating space, they'd be like, Doc?
Okay.
That's you?
Okay.
Yes, that's me.
That's good.
It's very different.
Are you dating now?
I am.
Multiple guys or just one special guy right now?
Multiple. She all in my business.
There's nothing wrong with having multiples until you figure out which one you want.
Well,
Ain't nothing wrong. There's a lot wrong.
Well,
Yeah, thank
dating
you.
don't necessarily mean having sex.
Hey, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
No.
Man,
wait,
with
dating,
4,
yes.
5
Hold on.
niggas at one time. In my mind, I'm assuming they all hitting. You are not.
No.
Let me
I don't
clear
agree
this
with
up.
that at all.
I don't.
Yeah.
If you're single, like
You're
go on-
single as a one. Listen.
You can go out on dates with one guy next week and the other one the next week, and it's
That's-
okay.
I'm
No,
glad- I'm
dates.
glad
I
didn't know
agree
none
with.
of that
I agree
about
with
you.
dates. Yes, I don't agree with the casual sex. No.
No, I don't agree with that at all. Not
So
at all.
why are you taking a date with a man you don't look
You
at
can
like
go
you
on a
would
date
sleep
without
with him?
sex.
Sleep with him.
We
I'm
dated
saying-
without sex before we.
But I knew I wanted to sleep with you, and you gave me the energy that you was gonna sleep
I don't
with me.
mean you was gonna
You'd
get
have
it.
never got that meal if I didn't know I was gonna get it. But a man knows. Like I'm
Did
not.
you get it the first night?
I wasn't trying to.
You just said you knew you
No,
was gonna
I'm
get
saying I knew I was working. Eventually, I was gonna get it from you. You was something I was
Ladies,
working on.
I don't listen. You gotta.
Don't listen because this is
won't even let me say it.
let me say it. Listen, ladies, do not be accepting dates or do not be accepting meals from men that you do not have no intentions on having sex with.
That's crazy.
Because the man is doing something for something.
That don't mean he gonna get it.
But why do that though?
Dr. Cheyenne, what you think?
I think it's subjective. I think if a woman is in a place where all she wants to do is be in her sexual energy, and then I agree with what you're saying. Hey, look, if I know I don't want to be in my sexual energy with him, I don't need to be letting him just pay for free meals. No.
What?
But hold on,
Exactly.
hold on. But a woman like me is
No.
in my space of I'm ready to be married. And so if it's a man who I know, I don't see no family man, no marriage in this man. I don't have a desire to sit across the table and
from
eat
him and
with
take
you.
a damn
I
meal.
don't need a free meal. I don't want to use
kind
no
of shit
man.
is that?
I don't want to use a man, and I don't want you paying for things for
and
me
then-
if I don't have an interest.
And then
in
as a man, like if you taking a meal from a man and knowing
That's
that
interest. That's showing
some
interest.
trick hoe shit to me.
First
Why
of
are
all,
you sitting there
a meal
doing
is
that?
not that big a damn
No,
deal.
it is.
You
It's
can
not
literally have relationships where y'all are having good conversation.
What do you
and
think
having
that?
a good time
Oh, so you,
without
that's
sex.
like your friend, like
well,
a gay
friend is different.
No.
No,
What kind of
platonic
friend?
friend is different. We're talking about dating.
I'm not
about
talking
dating.
about platonic friends. I'm talking about the
Dating.
getting to know me phase.
Well, that
Like-
could be over the phone. Don't go out on
Yeah.
that date. It don't
That's
take that.
crazy.
Don't,
No,
don't go on that
this
date.
is
if you don't wanna
what
screw that
I hear
man.
what y'all saying. What I hear you saying is don't just be using no man.
No,
That's
don't
not
do that.
using them. You can,
And I hear what you're saying is if I like you and I say, look, I want to get to know you, there's nothing wrong with going to dinner or lunch
Ain't
with
nothing
that
wrong
man.
with that.
There's nothing wrong. So y'all
Yeah.
both are right in your own way, what do y'all argue?
No, we argue because
let's get it back to you though, because you said when I said
both have
multiple.
good points.
No,
but when I said multiple, you kind of chuckled like and you agree with him like you don't date multiple men
Casually, meaning if I am. Because his comment was, you should not go to dinner with a man you know you don't want to sleep with.
Sure.
Hold on.
Not true.
That's something
That's true.
different
You
than
agree
you
with
said.
that though.
My thing is, I don't agree personally. Women should do whatever works for you, okay, ladies? I am not into casualty, meaning so I don't want to have time to be sitting across dinner from you if I have no interest in you. I got shit to do.
How do you know you have interest if you don't go to dinner?
Because we have a phone conversation.
We had a phone conversation.
You
I ain't
can't
finna go
learn
with you.
somebody in a phone conversation.
No, baby.
hold on.
I got your
This
number.
is what I'm saying.
No.
If after we have, first of all, I have enough awareness in myself as a woman that after I talk to you over the phone, I know if I want to go to dinner with you or not. Okay? If a woman doesn't know that, then she needs to do more self-work before she's having conversation with men.
Exactly.
Because after I talk to you for 45 minutes or an hour on the phone,
I know what I want to do with you.
In my mind, I go, I can't wait to go to dinner with this man.
Come on now.
Or I go, this ain't the one.
But you can still go to dinner without intentions of having sex, and it's not
100%.
Like,
You're right.
it does not have to be
100%.
No, but I'm saying, but
It
if you
doesn't
know
have
that
to be
man is
sexual. It
into
doesn't
you,
have to
if
be
you know that
sexual.
man into you, make it clear. Listen, I'm going out to eat with you. This all this is, man.
I didn't do all that with you.
Wait a
No,
minute.
because you wanted to screw me. And I
Did
wanted
I
to
screw
screw you
you?
too. Yeah, you did.
No, I did.
When we
Eventually.
went on that date, when I finally took you on that date, I took you and
That's
screwed
not true.
you.
That's not. Oh shit! Damn. Yeah, first of all, no, you didn't.
So what was our first date at?
We went to that little bar in St. Charles.
That wasn't a date, man.
What was
that
it?
was you. That was me letting. I had homies there with me too. I was
No.
letting you hang with me at that point.
Bro,
when we went on our
that's
first
another
date,
episode.
it was
No.
when I
Okay,
first
so,
took you
for-
out
in
on a date.
context, we've been knowing each other since high school.
Mm-hmm.
We've been together since we were 25. We kind of talked in high school, reconnected at 25, and now we're married 10 years.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
we're the same age as you. We're 40.
Yeah.
So the thing is,
But if
we
I know,
started out
look,
very young. And so,
Listen. The point is, you hitting that thing for the rest of your life, bro. You
Forever.
won. You
Show
won,
is.
bro.
Show is, though.
That's all I'm trying to tell.
Show-
That's all I'm trying to tell her, Doc, man.
You won.
My point is-
and she won. But the point, look, you won a beautiful prize. You listen.
That's it.
Thank
you
you.
blessed that she
I'm
said
blessed.
yes to Ruth Chris,
Yeah.
and you get to
blessed.
be in this thing
He got
I'm
it after
blessed.
for the rest of your life.
But that was after about a month.
No,
of,
but I'm
like,
saying, but we knew, like, we on the phone having damn near phones. Babe, we knew we wanted
But when I
that from
told you
each
no,
other.
did that make you say, "Oh, that's messed up"? That I took you out to eat and you didn't?
No, but-
Exactly, so you contradicting
no,
yourself.
I'm not. Listen to me, baby. You saying no or not want to, you still let me know in so many ways you wanted to. If you
Oh,
didn't
so you're talking about whether or not you actually want
want
the
to
man.
do it, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not.
I'm talking in the context of like whether or not you actually do it.
No, I'm saying like don't even go if you know you don't want to screw that man. If you
Oh,
know
okay,
you
so
don't
just
see him
playing
in
with
that
people,
way.
like-
Don't even play with him
And
like
you know
that.
what?
That's
Now,
what
We're
I'm
saying don't play with nobody.
Don't play.
Don't
do
play
that.
with a man.
I see
If
what
you
you're saying
don't, if
now.
you have no interest, then why are you ordering steak and
Why you
lobster?
ordering that from
Why
me?
do you even want to go? And then let's go further. I
Then
mean,
wonder why you up under your car and he tripping. He
Up
up,
under your car doing what?
wait for you to come out so he can be like, "Where the fuck you been? You ain't answered the phone no more. You ain't gave me no coochie. I bought you a $200 steak." You like, boy, go. I've been getting $200 steak.
you know what?
I'm trying to tell you. This how this shit go.
So okay, so
So
you're-
hold on, the man.
I'm telling you, man.
okay.
This man gonna be underneath my
Underneath
car,
the car.
if I order
Man,
a
don't
steak
take
and
that
don't
steak
do it.
from it,
That
and
must
you know you don't like
that
it
must
like
be
that.
some Atlanta shit. Cause
Girl.
baby, in LA,
We from St. Louis. I don't
We
know
don't
what
do
kind
that.
of shit that is. I don't know where he got that from. But we didn't even answer. I didn't even. We got too far off track.
All right,
Are you
yeah,
dating
yeah.
one guy or
you
multiple
pissed him
guys?
off because you was dating other men and he
Yeah,
don't
I
like
didn't
that.
know
No,
that.
I
You don't-
wasn't. I
yeah.
had a whole
Okay,
boyfriend.
come back.
I had a whole boyfriend we got
Please,
together. He knew what it was.
Stay here.
I want to know though from you though. Are you dating multiple men or one? Not casually having sex, since we've established that you don't do that, and I respect it because you shouldn't. But tell me, what is your situation with the guys
So
or guy?
I'm dating. I'm not exclusive with anyone.
Mhm.
I am going on dates with someone I like.
Oh, there
To
you
your
go.
point, bro. To your
Okay.
point.
Okay.
Do I want to sleep with this man? I don't know that yet because for me, it's not an external attraction for me that makes me want to sleep with you.
Mm-hmm.
It is all the things in between. It's the conversations, it's the intimacy, it's when I feel the safe space and the safe landing of where I am organically nesting in you. Then that starts to stir up feelings in my body that have nothing to do with physical. It's all to do with like emotionally and spiritually.
Chemistry.
I start to want to connect with you past dinners or past a movie or past a conversation. when I feel that, then that's a conversation because remember, I don't like casual sex. And so I'm not a woman who has had ex-boyfriends. I've only have had ex-fiancés. So I'm used to being with a man who perceives me as his wife. I have a ring on my finger. We're getting married until I call them off. And so
Wait, you called off multiple weddings?
2 weddings, yes. So when I'm in the space of dating, right, I haven't found comfort in girlfriend, boyfriend, because that's not my norm. I wasn't with the man for 5 years and I'm his girlfriend. I've been the fiance who was getting married with the wedding dress. We have the wedding paid for. We have invitations mailed out.
So you're a runaway bride.
So, girl, I guess I had my track shoes on.
Girl.
No, but I didn't run away at the wedding, but I called off those weddings. So I found I have someone who I like, but we're not exclusive. So I'm still a single woman, absolutely, until I'm married. Mm-hmm.
When you say you're not exclusive, does it mean you also have...
That I'm open. I'm open to
dating
meeting other men. If this dating ship doesn't go any further, then I'm open to it. If I meet someone when I leave this studio who seems to be a great guy, I'd be open to exchanging phone numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I'm open, meaning I'm not exclusive. Yeah, we're not. This is not a committed relationship. We're not locked in. This is someone who I like. He seems like a great guy. But I've been dating, since I called off my last wedding for, I think it's been about 8 years. I don't want to timestamp it, but I've been dating with meaning casually. And to your point, those conversations have been very transparent. I love that you said that. It's been, listen, I'm not trying to get married now. I'm in my career. I'm building out this compound. I got a real estate portfolio. There's things that I'm doing, and I don't mind the friendship. I don't mind travel. I don't mind a lot of things. But right now, I'm in the dating phase. I'm in the companionship phase. I don't want to be married now. Now, I'm ready to be married. So it's different. And that's all about the transparency, the honesty, and going further than that, it's about a person knowing themselves, a man and woman knowing where you are. So you are very fair with the other person that's under the table that says, look, this is where I'm at. Is this where you are? And so you're not wasting time. And that's what maturity looks like. I'm not a bad person because I don't want to get married, but I'm also not a bad person because I want to get married. Everyone has the right to be in their season. We just got to communicate that to each other and know that it's okay for each of us to be in different spaces and we should meet where we are. And you don't have to have sex involved for a relationship to be beautiful and flourish. And you can have a 3-month, 6-month relationship that is exclusive, that doesn't have sex involved, if that is what those two people agree upon. Sex is not the nucleus to a relationship. And it doesn't need to be. It's good.
I don't know about that. I ain't gonna lie. So listen. Okay, so the last point you just said, you said sex is not the nucleus to a relationship. I believe if the chemistry and the passion is there, then the sex is going to have to be there. And the sex is going to be good.
At some point, yes. I'm saying you don't have to go in. Ladies, you do not have to lead with sex. Sorry.
No.
You don't have to lead with sex.
And you're not selling that. So don't lead with that. And if a man really wants you, a man don't got a problem waiting around for what he wants. And if he's confident in himself, he understands that as he continues to be this stand-up guy, it can only lead to one or two things. Sex and marriage, or marriage and sex. So write it through and just communicate. I'm saying we need to be a more communicative culture of people. I need to talk about the things that I want. And me saying them doesn't demise the relationship. If I say I only want sex and that's not what he wants, it doesn't make neither one of us bad. He can in return say, but I want to marry you. I've had men who I've said, you're a beautiful man, but you have kids. So I will not marry you. But as far as our friendship, I love it. We can continue to commune. We can continue to spend time, but that's not where I'm at. And I don't have a lot of time because I'm deep in my career and my plate is so full that I'm not going to intentionally make time right now.
So that's a deal breaker for you having kids? A man
for a man, yes.
So
wait, and that man has said, guess what? That ain't going to work for me because I want to marry you. That neither one of us were bad people. We just were actually good, healthy, mature people to communicate. And we made sure that relationship ended peacefully and with maturity. Nobody was upset because no one drugged nobody on.
So right now, you want a man that is has no kids, that is high value, and that has all the things that you feel like you need and can provide. He can provide those for you. And I'm just wondering, like, is there a big pool of men like that? Because I just feel like
there is.
No kids, high value.
There's a big pool of men and women
high
like
functioning.
That. There's not a pool of a perfect man. You're describing a perfect man.
Yeah. But it sounds like that's what you want, though. What do you want?
No, I don't want a perfect man. A perfect man is dehumanized, and he's a robot. I don't need someone I can control or push buttons to.
Do you have a type?
I do.
What's your type?
I do. I have a type. A man's man, a hybrid, meaning he knows how to be in his masculine energy, but also his feminine energy. He's a hybrid. He has balance within himself. A man who knows how to submit and love, but also has backbone, knows how to stand up to what he believes is respectful for him and his values, meaning he's very gentle to me in my strong voice and my strong opinion and my powerhouse woman I am. But he also is not so intimidated that he won't say, hold on, baby, hold on. I hear you, and I love that you're strong, but can we kind of like pipe down a little bit, but in a way that's loving and still respectful, so that I receive it and I go, my man has spoken. Let me pipe it down a little bit. But he's not so intimidated where he's like, I just gotta let her go balls to the walls because and you get a lot of men who are that dude to a lot of women, and they run into the right woman. And all that dude goes out the window because they don't want to lose her or rub her the wrong way. And I've experienced that a lot of times. Or a man who says, to your point, says, she's so strong, I don't want to buck. I don't want to. And it's not bucking. It's, can you facilitate me? And facilitate me means, can you check me in a safe space?
Yeah.
Not can you disempower me. Can you check me in a safe space? See, a powerful woman, we enjoy being checked as long as it's safe.
Yeah.
We enjoy seeing your backbone as long as it's honoring. You can honor me and realign me at the same time if you are a man's man. A real alpha man isn't a man who's overpowering. It isn't a man who's controlling and running stuff and it's his way. That is called narcissistic. A real alpha man has balance. When he looks a certain way, that woman understands what that means. Powerful woman like myself would adhere willingly, can't wait to a man who's really in his alpha. Because that man loves me when he's checking me. That man is loving me when he's saying, babe, that may not work for the collective. I got your message. When you said it the third time, you've said it 10 times now, and you continuing to say that ain't gonna work for the betterment of us. See, that's the man who's just taking leadership and guiding me because maybe I'm too much in my emotion. Or let me go better. Maybe I'm too much in my low functioning. That he knows how to facilitate it by going high functioning. And when he goes low functioning, if he ever does, and he may, he's human, I know how to go high functioning and say, baby, we don't do that here. You know I love you. I ain't going nowhere. So I don't know if there's some insecurities that's going on, but talk to me so I can know how I can help you help us. It's always an us thing. And when people, this is my point of not waiting, not so much age, but not waiting till you work on yourself, not waiting until you have the tools to love you and communicate with you in a way that is empowering. You marry too early. And you start to, even if the marriage lasts 15, 20, 30, a lifetime, you will implement impairments in that marriage that possibly can't be fixed. And you just have to learn to marry and be married in those impairments and in that resentment that doesn't go anywhere. And so when you learn those things, like I, have worked very hard on myself to not be perfect because I know I can cut up, but to be able to take that leadership I just described from my man, to be able to know when to doormat certain things in me, not because I have to because he can't handle me, because I should, because I'm regulating who I am for the collective of me and this man. Knowing that when he says, hold on, I have something to say, and I've already talked for 30 damn minutes, to shut up and hearken onto my man's voice. See, that takes wisdom. And some folks learn it while they married, and other people get to learn it while they are dating, and they get to bring that to the table. And that makes for a different marriage, because not that I will never say anything that's maybe hurtful to my man. That wouldn't be my intention, but I'm human. But I don't plan on saying anything that would emasculate him and that would gut him to the point where there's no coming back from that gut. And that's the difference between a mature woman getting married and a little girl who just wants to be married for this fairy tale ideology that she hopes she gets. And every time she's with this man, she figures out he's not a fairy tale. This man is real.
Do you feel like, because you do have these standards and you've learned yourself and you know what you want, do you feel like you're putting up a lot of barriers for men to approach you or for you to even really develop those connections after they do approach you?
No, because all the men with the kids and everything I said I don't want, they still approaching me. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I have met some absolutely amazing men along the way who have kids, you know, who have been divorced. But what I can say is, you know, we are only limited to our own limited thinking. The man who says he can and the man who says he cannot are both right. It's about you thinking the thoughts that you want to be right about. And the Bible tells us to think only on the thoughts that are positive, praiseworthy, and that are that would benefit us. If you wouldn't pray for it, why would you think it? Right? And so I say all that to say, in my mind, I know that there's not a limited pool of men. And this is the thing. People are always looking for, do you think that those men or those women exist out there? Well, are you polyamorous? How many are you looking for? I'm only looking for one husband. So when you ask me, do I believe my one husband with no kids, who is, you know, high functioning and in medium value or high value is out there? Hell motherfucking yeah. Because I'm looking for one. I'm not looking for 40. So if you said, Doc, do you think every single man on earth is like that? No. But the question isn't, do men exist like that? I don't know, nor do I care. Does my husband exist like that? Yeah, and I have tunnel vision for my husband, and he's not even here yet.
I know that's right, though. I do believe that there is somebody for everybody.
So my husband's not coming in trying to sell himself to me and create a woman. I'm a woman. I got tunnel vision for you. You're not even here yet. So you good. And I don't need 25 of you. I just need one, baby. That's it.
Well, say if you were engaged right now, right? And you kind of got that itch again where it's like, okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not ready. You know, like I thought he was the one, but he's not. Now at this age and at the place you are in your life, are you more in a place to be kind of more understanding or more willing to grow with this person, even if maybe you feel like there are some things that don't quite meet your standards? Because obviously they're proposing. Like obviously the men are coming. Right. But it sounds like you've kind of just made decisions later in the relationship to end it based on what you feel you want, and that's fine. Yeah. But does it get to a point where you say, okay, well, now maybe I need to give these people a chance to grow and go ahead and take this leap because obviously I love them. Obviously I did see something in them, and you know maybe I need to just give it a shot. So a woman or a man can't be kept. We keep ourselves. And the benefits of my husband marrying me at this age is he doesn't have to keep me. I'm keeping myself to him. So there will be no I'm leaving because there's only two things in the Bible that say marriage is permissible, and that's infidelity and unfaithfulness. And so if those two things happen, those are deal breakers. I stand on biblical principles, and those are my values that are aligned with that. If it's anything else outside of that, his money gets low, he's having a bad day, he said something I thought was disrespectful, I don't agree with his opinion, his mama said something he needs to check her on. I'm naming all the real things that happen in marriages. No, we're going to talk them through, we're going to figure them out, and if it takes longer to figure them out than my ideology of what it should take, then we ride through that. Again, when folks are younger, it's more about if this relationship doesn't serve me, then this relationship isn't for me. As married people stay married or single people do the work and they're able to be around married folks, right, to get the wisdom of what a healthy marriage looks like, you come into the marriage thinking, how can I be of service to my partner? When you have two people who come in with the commitment to serve each other, now the competition is who can serve who the most. It doesn't leave a lot of room for the narcissistic, what about me, what about me, what about me, what about me. It doesn't leave room for a lot of the unhealthiness that marriage goes through because I'm just trying to figure out how I can be of service to you. And wisdom teaches you, I may not even understand what I'm serving in this moment, but I do understand I'm supposed to be of service. I may never understand what this man is going through.
I may not never understand the disposition, the attitude, whatever he has going on. Am I more concerned with understanding him, which is ego, or am I more concerned with serving him, which is a wife? And I'm here to serve. In my younger days, I did want to understand because understanding made me feel more connected to him. It made me feel more plugged in. That's also a trauma response. I need to understand you so I can feel plugged in. Well, why do you have to feel plugged into me to be of service to me? Because your ego needs to understand so that you're regulated. See, I'm a woman. I've done the work. So I don't need to understand everything. Now, if you want to give me some understanding, I'm going to try my best to lean not on my own understanding and trust what you're feeding and providing to me. But if I choose you, I trust you. So my question is, do you need me to talk to you, pray over you, shut up and listen, or do nothing at all? All of those are equally honored and respected by me. They're not always equally honored and respected by women who are not mature enough yet to be in a marriage because she feels like there should be something she's doing or she's not being a wife. Sometimes doing nothing at all at his request is being the perfect wife and sitting in that and just praying over him in silence. So that is the woman that my husband will be getting. That wasn't fully who I was in my 20s. And so I knew that. I didn't leave those men because they cheated. I didn't leave those men because they were unfaithful. I left them because I knew that that wasn't something I wanted to do forever, and I would be stringing them along. My last fiance, I was a kept woman. I could have stayed as long as I wanted to and been fully taken care of. How many women do that? But I said, no, I'm not a woman who's trying to use a man, play with a man, or be kept for the sake of bragging rights or for the sake of saying I'm saving $1. I'm not playing with this man's heart. Let him go find what he wants. I don't want it.
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. That's real. Honest. That's dope, though.
Wow.
I want to ask you a question. As a husband, what are your thoughts on how I described a wife being of service to her husband and not always having to understand or not always having to?
That's dead on. Every man, like, you ask any man, that's what he want. Like, be a service. You ain't gotta always understand what I'm going through. I'm a man. For the most of the shit I'm going through, you can't even take it. So I'm not gonna even tell it to you. So all I need you to do is rub my back, rub my head. Let me get through this day. Do something to relax my mind besides saying, what's wrong? What can I do? Or why you tripping with me? It ain't even you. This man going out facing the world and bring the bag home while he facing the world. That's a lot of stress. A man every day ain't easy. And sometimes people think it is or may think like, oh, it didn't happen to me, but it's stressful. So that's what a man want out of a woman. That's what every man want out of a woman. Just rub my back, rub my head, relax my day. I'm going through enough. And sometimes talking about it is going through it. So I don't even want to talk about it.
Come on. And I asked you on purpose so that the men who are watching will feel validated by another man.
Yeah.
And the women who are watching, who are either wives already or in their preparing to be a wife season, could get that tool from a man, not just from a woman. Yeah. You said we're out facing the world every day. Yeah. And when a man makes you his world, bring peace to it.
Bring peace to it.
Straight up, bring peace to it.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope.
I'm going to say that again. When a man makes you his world, bring peace to it.
That's dope.
From Dr. Cheyenne. That is a great point.
That was a great point there.
Yes.
I like that.
But also, a man can bring peace to a woman as well.
Oh, it's definitely a duality of both, 100%. Yes. Since you said that, what would you say are ways that a man can bring peace to us women?
Protection. And not protection only physically, but just the fact that I know that at the end of the day, even though we're building an empire together, if I were to not be able to do anything or say I didn't want to do anything, he is going to get handled, regardless of what my contribution is. I know that, and that's not just monetary. Like, it is monetary. Like, he's always got to the money. But at the same time, I know that he's always on point in the sense, like, our household is going to be whole. Like, from the standpoint of him being a good dad, from him being the leader of the household, he's always going to lead the household and make sure that everybody is okay and taken care of, emotionally, physically, all the things. So I feel like, a man knows that that's his job, and that's why, like you said, you got to face the world, and there's responsibilities that we don't have that we will never understand. But, there are other things.
I want to pin that because how many women you think understand what he said? And let me go further. Yeah. How many married women don't get that?
Yeah, that's true.
And they personalize everything that this man is going through. And in life, certain seasons bring out different traumas that happened 25, 35 for folks who are 40 years ago. And if that man is triggered by something in the 5th year or the 10th year of your marriage, and he came home and he's trying to figure out what he's feeling, and you need him to talk about something that he can't address, and you're personalizing it, now you're adding fuel to something this man is trying to process. That's not peace. Like he said, sometimes the man either doesn't want to speak about it because then that's going through it again, or sometimes he don't know how to talk. He don't know what the hell he's going through. And it's also okay to not know.
Right.
It's okay for folks not to know.
Right.
Now, we're not talking about men who come home and gaslight their wife and make it seem like nothing's going on. We're talking about healthy men. I want to bring that up because some people will be like, hold on, he going through something and it's that other woman and he trying to act like it's nothing. Yeah. So we got those type of men too. That is not okay. That's unhealthy. Cool. That's a form of abuse and that's gaslighting. We're talking about the healthy men who are really at home trying to put in the work, who don't understand everything because they have the right to be human. Right. And that woman needs to learn to respect that man's sanctuary as well, because there's 2 sanctuaries. There's one inside him and there's one for the marriage. And people have the right to be in solitude within themselves, and it's not personal to the other person. That's another thing that I had to learn that a lot of married couples can't identify with. Women in particular don't understand why he needs that time. Maybe that time is a time that makes y'all time better. I'm not saying a boys trip. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying an overnight trip. Hell no. I'm totally getting, but I'm just saying, if there's a hour basketball run they doing, if there's a 45-minute sit in the man cave, if he's sitting in that chair he sits in, sometimes he don't even need you to say, baby, do you need anything? Sometimes what he needs is not even to say that, and it's okay.
Yeah,
so listen, you sound like a married woman to me, because I feel like a lot of the things you're saying, I thought you could only really learn from experience, but you're not married yet, but you do know. Like, honestly, I've always thought that when it comes to marriage, you don't know if you haven't been married. Like, there's a lot of things that you have to just see and feel and be in it.
Yeah.
But for you to have such an in-depth, perspective on how a man thinks within a relationship, I'm a believer. Honestly, I'm so glad we had this conversation. And now I see what you bring to sessions with married couples, and I see how a therapist can really analyze and help you learn about yourself.
For sure.
And like I said, we've never done couples therapy, but we've had feedback from other couples that it's really effective, and now I see how. This is amazing.
Oh, I love y'all. Thank
seriously.
you. It really is.
So,
and I want to say, because I have relationship experience, remember, there's the only relationship that exists is not just marriage.
Yeah.
People have been in relationships, unfortunately, that are deeper than a lot of married couples. You'll be surprised at how many folks are married and there's no depth. They don't know each other. There's no intimate conversations.
That's crazy.
They're not even talking about the things that they like sexually. Damn. But they're having a lot of sex. Wives that are afraid to communicate that they're not really having an orgasm. They're in session telling me, I want it this way, but I'm not the husband, right? So them learning how to communicate that. And these are folks who are on 15, 20-year marriages. And so I just thank you for saying that, because relationship experience is what gives you wisdom, not the title of the relationship. Of course, I am big on marriage. Y'all know I advocate for it to the point where you thought I was saying everybody better be married. I'm not saying that, but I am saying for me, marriage and family is what it is.
That's dope.
Right. Yeah. So when you do get married, then you'll be able to use all these tools that you're giving all of your patients and clients and friends, because I'm sure you probably help your friends. Do you feel like you share?
I don't. I unplug when it comes to them and their relationships. Interesting, before I was in the mental health field, I was very involved in helping and this and that with their relationships, and sometimes it would cause conflict. Yeah. Because I don't care what this sounds like, 99% of the time, 100%, I was right. Because I have always studied behavior before I was even a doctor. I knew what was going to happen next. A lot of times by what had already happened. And so now I totally remove myself from being in the relationship department with my strong opinion to the point where some of my best friends will say, you're so transactional now in that department. No, because I have a world. And if I bring you into it, I want what? Peace.
Yeah.
And if me having your best interests at heart brings turmoil to my peaceful world, you can have that unhealthy ass relationship. You can have that nothing ass man. You can have that cheating ass woman.
Yeah.
And I will say, girl, what time we going to brunch? And don't bring that crying ass shit here. Because you don't want my opinion. And I'm not, and if I can't have equity in it, then I don't need you to be coming in and making deposits.
Did you learn that the hard way?
I learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
Because I'm a person who, I marry my friends. And if this is my best friend, I love you while she love you. But baby, the moment she call and say she don't,
cut you off.
But then the moment she call back and say she do, I love you again.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand that.
And I'm also very open about it. Meaning I'm not scratching your back.
No.
You are her husband.
Yeah.
You will know. I fuck with you all the way. As long as she do.
Yeah.
But if she pull the plug, we one plug.
Yeah,
She ain't go. We one plug. That don't mean when I see you out, I won't say, hey. And I've even gone as far as texting a girlfriend and saying, girl, I just seen such and such out. I know he's going to speak. Is it cool if I say hi? Because I'm so respectful of my friendships.
Too. Yeah.
I don't take no risk with things that I love.
That's big.
At all.
That's big.
So, because I'm plugged in, you know, the things you do to her, I feel.
Right.
And so it's like now you got a problem with us.
Yeah.
And even though I know she's a powerhouse, let's just say she wasn't, you gon' get flamed from over here. I'm that friend.
I know that's right.
I'm that friend. You gonna get flamed from over here. And ain't nothing she could do.
Yeah.
Now I changed it and said, you know what? I won't do that because if it affects who I love, I know how to pull back.
Yeah.
That's a friend, not a egocentric person who wants to prove something to you because I'm not selling shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing for you to buy. We either together or we not. I'm not selling I'm not for sale.
That's it.
I'm here because you want to be here, but you can't buy me. So I'm not going to sell you shit.
I know that's right.
I respect that.
Man, I wish we could
I wish we had another hour.
Well, we got to wrap it up. Why y'all telling us to wrap it up? We having a good conversation. I'm learning.
Yeah, I'm learning. You got some jewels. You came with a lot of game, dog.
Yeah, you did. You came with a lot of game. And I honestly, I just want to say this. I feel like people don't, like real recognize real, first of all. And if you know, you know.
There you go.
So when it comes to some of the opinions I feel like people have on people who are unapologetic like you, I'm the same way, I get it, then I feel like they don't know because they are just not in the same realm. Like they don't understand. And I think more conversations need to be had for people to really get real insight into people's journey. And I think you gave us a lot of your journey just now, and that's what made me see things from a different perspective.
Right.
And I really feel like, you know, you have a gift. And you should continue sharing it with the world, whether it be the life coaching, the therapy, you know, your projects that you're working on, the interviews. Like, I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Speaking of projects, my book, Mental Detox, is available for pre-order. It's a book I wrote in 2014, and it was selling off of the freaking shelf so much that Random House, which is the biggest publishing company in the world, shout out to my publisher, Random House, gave me a double book publishing deal, which happens to be expanding and doing Mental Detox, as well as my new book, Divine Wilderness. But Mental Detox is available now for pre-order on every single platform that books are sold, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. Just put Mental Detox. It comes up #1 on Google. Pre-order, y'all. My talk show, True Talks, will be starting season 3 come in September, but you can binge watch season 1 and 2 on YouTube. We were the #1 show on Fox, and so because of that, we end up getting our own channel on YouTube, which is awesome. And then my own show, which is In Session with Dr. Bryant, will be premiering sometime in September.
Okay.
Really, really excited about that. It is produced by myself and my best friend, Lola Yates. And so we produced it, we fund it, And it is all stuff, mental health. It is you being able to see me do my sessions live on camera. Lots of crime, lots of healing, lots of straight shooter, lots of unapologetic work with a lot of love and a lot of grace. And so I'm excited for folks to see it, watch it, and yeah.
Yay, congratulations on all this.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, keep working.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all. Subscribe for more content like this. And check us out, y'all.
It's another one, and we out.
Yes, love you, Flash.